Hello, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Song. And today we are tackling needles. So, um, before we begin, to say, the song I wrote this one way before. Like it's one of the first song that I. It is the first song for this album that I wrote, and yeah, it started and I finished the song. Um, and I tried to write the lyrics for the chorus, which eventually became the lyrics for Where the Scar. But at the time, like I wanted to use it for this song, it didn't work because the lyrical content, the vibe, nothing was working, and I hate the song, and I thought, fuck it, so I just kind of forget about it. Um, and then when I put the lyrics, but I love the lyrics so much that I save it and then I use it for Where the Scar, and it just worked perfectly. So that's kind of a bit of a story behind this one. And then I came back to this one like a few months later with fresher ears, and I managed to do it. So it start off. The song start actually here when I've wrote it. Like it was here first. So it started off like that. There was no like the ambient thing in the beginning. Um, but then because like okay, I want to uh, uh, merge this with Where the Scar, and so I need to create something kind of beginning. Also, like it was in the song at that point was like 4 minutes, so like it was from here. It was like 3 minutes something, and it feels a bit lacking in the beginning. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with some sort of like transition between two songs, so to speak. And so I came up with this like ambient pad um, that goes from here. Technically, like it starts from here, but then like I need it to be a bit longer to blend this in with the Scar. So I get this weird like chop up thingy over here. Um, so this is consists of this ambient pad and some bird chirping noises. I believe this one, like the note that I used for this ambient, was probably the same thing that I used for ambient in Where the Scar, which is like arena vocal. That I put it on like a sampler and then ran it through the same preset on the guitar amp that I use also for Where the Scars, the orchestral one by Loath. It's just a really nice and very lush, very ambient texture to it that I really like, and so I just ran each, I believe, like each individual note through the amps because like I don't want to get like muddy with the sound, so I stack like individual note at a time to create this like ambient patch. Um, One interesting thing is like this song in particular, like it sounds very dark and depressing and moody, and especially when you go into the lyrics, there's a lot of subtext to it that even I didn't understand until like I finished the song. Um, and one of the kind of like happy accident was that I want to bridge the two songs together, and Where the Scar is in C major, and this one is in D minor, I believe. So when I was working on the chord progression here, um, due to the way that like I was just more or less going with the flow, like I wasn't trying to like, okay, so how do I modulate from C major to like D minor? I was just like, okay, let's see where I'm going with this. Like I wasn't trying to force that modulation going on, and I just want to see like where this is going. I was kind of like singing along when I was playing with the piano, and like it just so naturally end up like in F major, um, towards the very end here. Like it's just end up in F major or F minor. I don't remember. Um, that I was like, okay, but this sounds good. Like I don't want to change it, and but then like the song's still in D. So what I need to do is just kind of like pitch shift the last note down into D. Same with the vocal, and it's actually just perfect because like it's still having this like this particular part, like it doesn't sound particularly happy, but it's definitely sound a bit more kind of like at ease, chill in comparison to what comes after. And that transition here from F to D, to me, it's just add that extra layer of sinister, along with this noisy pad up here as well. Let's go from here. Like it just sound right, and then the noisy thing just creeping in, and to me that's just perfect. Yeah, and so here we have like this pad. So I'll go to that in a second. Let me go to the vocal. Nothing too crazy on the vocal. I was just trying to sing it in a way that it matches the ambient texture, so that like everything is kind of flow into one another. Right, so I was trying to make it so that like all the notes just kind of slur into one, and it's kind of mimicking the sense of like this reverby ambient kind of thing with that is happening with the texture up there. Yeah, and then towards the end also like it's fall into this D. Yeah, and yeah, that's the beginning, and then we go to the verse, if you can call that a verse. I don't. The structure of this one is kind of odd. And then we have this drum. That was like a very trap beat kind of thing. We have an 808, some kick and some trap snare, and a whole lot of like hi-hats. So like this 3 different sort of hi-hat loops going on. And now it's here. No, it's not like it's not too bright. This doesn't like really like steal your attention, but it's there to fill out the space, and it goes really well with the rest of this from. And it goes to the real drum. So here it's nothing too crazy, and this is the first one that I tried to use the Pro Q4. There's some EQ going on here, smash and grab, more compression, and some EQ, boosting mostly the low end, and some more EQ. Snap bus again. Yeah, I don't remember this thing. I don't know why. It sounds kind of weird. I like it. And yeah, this song especially, I really would love to go through the drums during the bridge part, because that part's crazy. I really like that one. Yeah, so that's the verse, and with the drums, nothing again too crazy. Yeah, so that's the drum there. I'll go through some of the productions a bit later. Then we have the bass. Again, same bass I'm using, the sub bass, Sub Destroyer, and then the Umansky bass. I just love the way how it sounds. Yeah, and actually here I probably should have cut the sub bass out, but then I didn't. Um, so I mean, well, it's there. Doesn't matter. It probably, I mean, it doesn't really like it's so low you could almost not really hear. But like when you take the sub bass out, you hear a bit of the lag in the low frequency. So in the context of the mix, doesn't do as much if I cut it or if I left it in. And then we have the guitars. So this one is one guitar. What else? We have some synthesizer. Oh yeah, it starts even from here. I love the synth so much. It just sounds so, again, like sinister is the word I'm gonna use for this song a lot. And it gets a bit of syncopation going on. And underneath we also have like this pad thing still going on throughout the whole thing. Oh yeah, I try a lot in the beginning to like put some vocal on it, and it didn't work. It just sounds weird. I didn't like it at all. So in the end, like I decided, okay, there's no vocal on it. But we can hear it to see how it sounds. It's probably gonna sound like shit. I don't even remember what it sounds like. And it's lag. Yeah. Okay, it looks like it doesn't want me to play it. Okay, so it's working. Alright. If I put it in, I'm not sure if it's gonna sound anything. I think like this one works kind of okay. It's just that like this one doesn't work very well, and then I decided, okay, if I'm gonna have some vocal here and then nothing here, it just kind of sound weird. So like just one more time to stop the pain. Right, and it's not bad, but it's like I didn't like it as much. Like it just sound, I don't know, just didn't work for me. So I decided in the end, like, okay, just not gonna have any vocal here. So you have just the syncopated guitar and bass, and yeah, and then just go straight into the chorus. Chorus, what do we have? So the drum, very simple, I would say. Got this simple beat drum going back, and then some snare on top. Just tom here and there. Get some bass. The bass and the guitar is actually doing two different things. stay the same, except for that, like here to go, the bass go da da da. Right, let's go. Where the guitar just go more. So we got this main guitar rhythm here. I really just want is like an A string, and I even downtuned it even more, pitch shifted down. I don't particularly remember. This is a higher. And this one is just for the sub. And we have this synth going still. This synth goes through the whole song. Then we have there's no orchestra going on here. We have a bit of a hit. There's a bit of that additional punch. The pads also go through the whole song. Yeah, okay. It's very simple. Then we have the vocals. Take me apart, won't you take me apart? Needles aren't enough to fill me up anymore. Use me for part, won't you use me for part? Lay this broken body on the frozen shore. Yeah, again, the same sort of principle when it comes to my vocal production. I have here, where is it? Get this low pedal. Take me apart. Like this one, I don't even, when I usually record like the pedal notes, I don't care too much about how it sounds. Rather, I'm just trying to get the low note, the pedal notes close as possible. Then I just auto-tune the living hell out of it, kill all the dynamics, so we just sound like a robot. I suppose you could do this with like an alto boy and you turn on the robot option and just crank the living hell out of it. But yeah, I also kind of prefer doing this. Like it just has a different texture to it. And then we have this main vocal here. Wait, just put here. Take me apart. And then these are the harmony that comes in like here. Won't you take me apart? Fill me up anymore. Won't you use me for part on the frozen shore? Get some more harmony down here. Take me apart. The needles aren't enough to fill me up anymore. Use me for part. Lay these broken bodies on the frozen shore. Yeah, and a bit of a scream there. So here we have more main. Take me apart. But this one is not as forefront as this one. The needles aren't enough to fill me up anymore. Use me for part. Won't you use me for part? Lay this broken body on the frozen shore. And since we're at the vocal, let's go to the bridge. Like an angel's hand, lifted broken or pale. So yeah, this one, again, I already print all the effects, that's why there's nothing here. Basically what I did was just use a pixelator on it and automate the grain setting, or whatever the setting it was called, just to create like this like glitchy, very robotic sound, a bit like buried in the mix almost. Because what happens up here is it's just like too chaotic for the vocals to like. I don't want the vocal that part to be like too forefront, because everything else is what I find more interesting. So let's go to one of the most interesting part of the song in my opinion, which is like the drum here. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Like this one, I was trying to make it sound as weird as possible. There's a lot of time signature change in here, and a lot of like odd like triplets here and there, like this part, or like it's a quadruplet or something. Yeah, I don't remember it. In the end, they'll have this high. So this normal hi hat. And we have this, and this is just the overhead in the room, and then we have this thing. I think this one, it was like a drum loop, and then I did something to it. Again, I don't remember. It could be the portals, probably portals. Because only portals will create something this sound this kind of weird and disgusting. And yeah, this thing just add a lot of that texture to it, because if you take it out, yeah, it's weird, yes, but it still sounds like just like a drum when you put this thing in. It's just like a little like weird things happening in the background. And then we go to the bass. We got this weird bass down here, where it's also do like this like syncopated thing. Which is pretty much like following the drum. There's a syncopation going on. Yeah, it's following the snare accent. And what else we have down here? We have this smooth bass, which is actually not a bass, but it's like a bit more high register. Other synth on it. There's just so many syncopated stuff happening in here. That's why, like, yeah, like I was like, this is really interesting, and it made the singing in this particular part so hard, because everything just kind of everywhere. And yeah, so when I wrote that lyrics for that part, I was like, yeah, I want the vocals to be more like a texture in the background rather than something in the front, because like what I want to be heard and want the attention of the listener is this weird syncopated stuff happening. So if you have just like the synth and the bass, there's like 3 three-part harmony is going on. Yeah, I really love this part. And then down here, I also have this additional glitchy thing to add some texture to it. Right, so it's just like, yeah, a little thing, just to create more of that like eerie ambient. Yeah, I really love it. And then it's go from like kind of crazy, and then it's completely like stripped down to this oh, no, not yet, and then it's go from this crazy part and then into like a screamy bit. And what I also like about this part is that the pre-chorus is like half a step higher. So this one is in like an F sharp, right? So got that. And what I love is like this particular like synth, like it has this weird kind of delay sound on it. So like it's just kind of dragging the sound with it. It allows me to create this like smooth transition from like this. Here's like an F and then just go straight back F sharp and then go straight back to F down here. And go back to F. And let's go back to the chorus. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of motion here. So you got this guitar, bass doing syncopated things again. The drums. Yeah, and then it goes to the chorus where it's very much stripped down. There is so in terms of percussion, we have some 808. Which is okay, it's lagging again. Sorry. So here we have got to get this kick drum from the beginning to come back with an 808. And down here we have this bass. And then here we have the piano and the more texture, just like this alien noise. I got some splice. And just again, this sinister, almost like creepy vibe. Like it feels like someone's watching you over your shoulders because like the sounds go into like left and right kind of thing. Then go down here to the vocal. It's a lot more stripped down than the first chorus. Take me apart. The needles aren't enough to fill me up and take me apart. Take me apart. The needles aren't enough to fill me up anymore. Use me riser to come to slam into the well, bridge 2 or extra chorus. And yeah, this part we go more syncopation. So the drum is pretty straightforward, at least this part. Drums pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. What's interesting is the bass and the guitar. So here, like the bass and it's just doing like this dotted note. Right. And it's kind of going against the convention of like, the bass and the kick drums kind of follow certain patterns, not always and most of the time, so that it's created like kind of a nice punch to it. And this one I just like, I don't want that. I want the bass just like, it just hit like every 2 notes here, like you can see here. And the guitar is doing the same thing with that syncopation. Right, it's like, wow, how do I move? And let's see, and then the synth is also like also this like syncopated thing, but it has like this like dotted, it's in the dotted rhythm. But I believe I still had the same like quarter note like delay on it, so it also kind of sounds weird. Oh yeah, and I have the synth on top as well. This D note. There's so much tension in it. Right. Okay, so what we have here is some more ambient, and just have a scream vocal down here. All right.
I just want this to be my yes!
Yeah, and I have some in the background. Oh, yeah, I didn't touch on the scream here. Sorry. Like this one has a lot of distortion on it. Yeah, so this one I also have this pixelator here that I automated so that it's create like this sound. Right, you can see what it does here. If the plugin wants to load. Alright, so yeah, so it just automate like the bit depth and the sample divider, whatever that is. Yeah, to create this like nice kind of effect. So that's the screamy bit and a bit of the outro vocal. Yeah, we'll just go. Yeah, and everything else goes bonkers. Again, just a lot of syncopations. We have this 3-man synthesizer. They sound like they're chasing each other. This one as well. None of them is really like synced up. Like they just kind of like moving around. And then we have this bass. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's the song. Should I forget something? No, it's just oh, we have more noises down here. These are something. Again, a lot of this sound I don't remember how I made them. It was just on the spot. And I was like, alright, that sounds cool. Let's go.
Let's just want this to be my last.
Yeah, I have this also Pro Q mixing. Let's see what this is. 35. Okay. Yeah. So here, when you go back to this chorus, like there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of bass and other things. That's why like I cut a bit of that low end on it, just so that it doesn't compete. Oh yeah, here like it does not compete with like the low end of the piano. Yeah. Yeah, it just goes through a bit of that. Processing. Yes, yes, snare drums. Got some snare Saturn, which is like a very saturated snare drum. We got this saturator, fat distortion. Got this snare ring. Got the tom bus. Happening here. Let's go see where the toms are. Some crazy part with this a lot of tom, maybe like this part. Let's get a smash graph, some EQ. There's some interesting notches there. A transient designer and the devil lock. Yeah, this is without anything. A bit of that meat to it. And then we have this Roomba. Let's turn on the overhead. And also have this parallel compression. Yeah, and this one was before I made the Squasher drum plugin, so I didn't use it in here. Also, like, actually, let me turn on the guitars, because this is a guitar without any of the processing. It's not a huge difference. Mostly just bring out a lot of that like high sizzle. Just make it cut through the mix a bit better. Same with the bass. A bit more bright, a bit more tame in the low end, not as booming. And yeah, synth, some distortion here and there, some EQ. This one just to glue everything together. Some more EQ. Nothing on the ambience because I did most of it anyway on the other session. Let's get the NOR again. Some compression going on. EQ to bring out a lot of low. I want that low end. And some transit design. If I were to do it again, I probably would add like some double bass underneath this to even get more oomph out of it. Didn't think of it at the time, so well, we stuck with this. Yeah, the vocal processing is the same thing as most of the other things that I do. Some EQs and reverb, and that's about it. Yeah, so that's Needle. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos. And yeah, so the next song was already done, which is Poison. You guys can already watch it online. And yeah, so the next one we're gonna go through would be Eulogy for a Dying Star Part 1. And yeah, until then, if you guys have not checked out the album, please go check it out. It's on all streaming platforms. You guys want to buy it, it's also on Bandcamp, on iTunes, wherever you buy music. Yeah, and hope you guys have a lovely, wonderful weekends coming up. Be kind to each other. Have a great time. And see you in the next video. Bye.